Hello, welcome to Weekly Recap. I am your host, Vivian Carbono. This is the show that brings you a recap of what has been happening locally and internationally in this week. This show is brought to you by NewsunplugKE. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and comment. Stay tuned. I hope your week has been good and so has been mine, and things have been going on, and I'm glad that we're here. Your blessings za Mungu manze, and thank you so much for staying tuned. Anyway, so last Saturday there was a protest, not even a protest, a rally against femicide, war against femicide. And honestly, I'm so glad because this is the first rally that has happened against GBV, like a very big rally. So thousands of women and men also, there were men involved, marched in town, CBD, Nairobi, and actually people are meeting at Givenchy, some were meeting at Givenchy. And the women wore t-shirts with the names of the people, of the ladies who have been murdered, and they were just telling people, no, we do not deserve to die. There's nothing that can justify murder. And it was just amazing. And actually, what happened is also Esther Prosaris came through, and she probably wanted to address the rally people, and they were like, no, because you've been silent the whole time. Actually, people were very hostile to her, and they were like, you know what, you've been silent the whole time. Where were you when all these women were being killed? Where were you? Where was your voice? Let us speak, because you were not there for us. And honestly, it is sad because in this year alone, January, 14 people were murdered. Can you imagine that? 14 ladies, and actually all of them are young ladies. And statistics, according from 2016 to January to December 2023, over 500 women had been killed. Gender-based violence, and this is something that we need to address, honestly. And I'm so glad that women came and spoke about that, because it is amazing that we have that unity. And may they continue resting in peace. May they continue resting in peace. I mean, the numbers are too many. We cannot hatuwezi zisema zote. And I remember even Kit Actress was in Nyeri. The Nyeri rally happened on Friday, just a day before Saturday, and that is so amazing. It is honestly great. And talking of which, actually, this is a new month, and I hope that with new months, I believe new months come with new things. It's the month of love, and Valentine's is coming. Where's your anyway? So I hope that it's gonna be great, and I hope that we're gonna, at least February, I believe that it's gonna be an amazing time, and we'll not have any other cases. Anyway, moving on to our next story. So there was a large fire that happened in Fano, actually, at Embakasi. So this happened on Thursday, and it happened around 11:30 p.m. And so there was a lorry that was carrying gas cylinders, and the gas cylinders exploded, and that is where the fire started. And a flying gas cylinder flew over to a godways or something, that was having textiles and garments. And that is when the fire spread. It even spread to commercial places. It spread to vehicles were destroyed. Small and medium businesses were destroyed. And not to mention that two people died, and 222 people were injured. In fact, they were taken to different hospitals, including Bagadi. Some are in Kenyatta Hospital, others are in Mama Lucy, and I just hope that they will feel better, because you can consider the fact that, so this happened at 11:30 p.m. Of course, most people are in their houses, right? And it's a weekday, it's on a Thursday, so most people are in their houses. So this fire starts, and it goes to the textiles, spreads over to the commercials, and spreads over to rentals. So you can imagine that the fire started in the commercials, and there were people inside. So you can imagine the commotion and everything. And that is, I think, why 2 people died. And then the government spokesman, Isaac Mwaura, came through and told people they should just evacuate the place and keep distance, so that the evacuation and the saving can continue. And also, he came through and told the forces that were involved to help the people that he was just telling them a good thank you, because they came through, the Kenya police, County Nairobi government, the Nairobi County government. I mean, there was was Red Cross, there was St. John ambulance. They came through and they helped. And he also said that from the Kenya Kwanza government, he's so sorry for the people who perished and the people who were injured, and yeah, tunatumai kwamba wata feel poa, mpone haraka, quick recovery to anybody that was hurt, and for the people that lost, because millions of property was demolished. So I just pray that for those who lost their properties, may God give you comfort, because it is so hard seeing what you have worked so hard for over the years, your investments going down to ashes. Honestly, it's just tough. But I hope everything will be okay. Cynthia. Anyway, so there was a ranking that was happening for the universities, and Kenya, educationally, Kenya, we are not doing so bad. So the African continent's universities ranking was happening, and Kenya, we were not actually bad, because the universities like UON, of course, Nairobi University, universities like Nairobi University, Kenyatta University, Jomo Kenyatta University, there is, okay, I mentioned KU, right, Strathmore, Mount Kenya, but they're doing so good, and they were ranked. In fact, Kenya, like UON was ranked 6th. Yeah, 6th in the whole continent. So you can imagine that's actually a big deal. Being ranked 6th, the 6th best university, it's a big deal. So, and Mount Kenya, but then Mount Kenya is a private university, and it is ranked among the topmost, together with Strathmore. So you see, people are doing good. You're going international, and I'm glad with the ranking. South Africa South Africa, manze, the universities in South Africa, which are many, are almost 19 of them were ranked topmost 100 university. 100, among the 100 topmost universities in Africa. And so Cape Town, Kwanza, universities in Cape Town, they were the first ones. And South Africa, but I can understand. I mean, South Africa is almost the leading country in Africa in terms of economically, everything. I mean, South Africa is doing good. I don't know if it is because they got the independence late. I don't know, but South Africa seems to be doing so good. And the University of Cairo in Egypt was number 5, so just slightly tumetena Egypt to kidogo, and other universities in places like Nigeria and Algeria were doing good. And by the way, also in Africa, Kenya, by the way, we're not as bad. Okay, I will not say we're not as bad, but looking at the university in Cape Town, the leading university in South Africa, it was ranked 249 in the whole continent, among the best universities in the continent, not even in the continent, in the world. So that's actually a big deal. And of course, Oxford has been the leading university for 6 years. You can imagine, any miaka 6 mfululizo, Oxford has just been topping most, and I'm like, whoa, okay, so we are sorry. But of course, Oxford is like in everything from research to their delivery. It's just great. And I'm glad that at least Kenya tuko poa in the, please, if you're out there, just go get papers, even if you're not going into that lane, because actually I know many people do not even get to use their degrees. But the thing is, makaratasi in a local language, makaratasi yozangi. So you better have the papers, because you don't know where they save. And also, education just helps you in one way or another. Anyway, before we go on a short break, so what 2 or 3 10, Actually, it is Malachi. Let me preach kidogo. Malachi verses 3, chapter 10 or something. Yeah, it talks about giving, and so the controversial Pastor Kanyari. Pastor Kanyari, by the way, he's the king. Apart from Pastor Nganga, ikikuja kwa comebacks, it is Pastor Kanyari, alias Bishop Mwangi, So he came through and he said that Ilembegu at 310, there was a time, especially in 2014. So Jicho Pevo, a show that was called Jicho Pevo, is the one that exposed him and proved to Kenyans that he was actually just pulling stunts and cheating Kenyans at anaweza kuheal. So in 2014, aka-expose him, and by the way, it even led to the divorce, to his divorce with Betty Bayo, who is a renowned Kenyan singer. She sings Kikuyu songs mostly. 11th Hour, there's a song called 11th Hour, and it was actually a big hit. So year 2014, when Kanyari was exposed, it was when Betty Bayo was on her peak in her music industry, in the music industry, I mean. So, he Mbegu at return. Kanyari used to tell people about Tumith return so that he can pray for them and so that he can pray for their healing, so that he can break tunavunja poverty and everything. Tunakoma, tunakemea. And people used to send this return. So he came through and he said that this return that he was asking people to send, it was not necessarily that it is written or anything. It was just so that he could deliver himself from poverty. And he went along and said, actually let me even use Kiswahili because imeandikwa kwa Kiswahili. Ati Mungu alimpea neema or God gave him the grace of being able to help people, but didn't give him the grace of finding money. So he decided that he will use his brains to get money from people. And he's saying that, by the way, Sasa, I am now rich. I am now a rich man. In fact, I have several cars. I do not even have a place to park my cars. Rich man problems. Yeah, I'm sorry. So Nasema says he's a rich man, and you know what? It's okay. So he was preaching and he was saying that in his church, Salvation Healing Ministry. I don't know what it is called, Salvation Healing Ministry. I don't know. Salvation Healing Ministry. And anyway, but honestly, let us be honest, by the way. Acha tuonge tu kweli. Really, I wonder, it is us people who give these politicians and these preachers the power to manipulate us. Actually, I will be covering the Mackenzie case because honestly, unaambiwa je utume threaten and you send it, and these people, like churches like makanisa za Pastor Nganga, makanisa za Mackenzie, makanisa, the ones that are misleading people are the most full. Na ndizo watu wanatoanga sadaka mo. So I don't know what's happening, but anyway, who am I to say wenda kanisa yenye unaenda, lakini just jua God is one. Anyway, we'll go on a short break and we will be right back. Thank you. Welcome back, dear viewer. I hope you're doing good. So, tumetoka kuongea mambo ya kanisa. I hope your story itakukasirisha, by the way. And continuing, so CS Kithure Kindiki said that whatever Mackenzie was doing, it is criminal. It is a criminal offense. In fact, it is an organized crime thing or something of the sort. So, as we know, Mackenzie's case brought a lot of controversial opinions, and honestly, it was not right, and it led to the killing of almost like 429 people were murdered, and 191 were children, and then around 239 were adults, and what they were doing was starving people in the name of tunakupeleka uone Yesu. Let us be honest. Who tells you that you should fast so that you can go see Jesus? Jesus himself was feeding people. Ye mwenyewe, why will you tell me that I want to go see Jesus? Yet you yourself, you have not gone to see him. You want to tell me you do not want to go see Jesus? Who does not want to go see Jesus? Anyway, too much of that. So, Mackenzie, together with his wife, Rhoda, I think it's Rhoda, and 38 other people were charged with that case, and it is an organized crime, and he, especially for the children, it was due to kunyima watoto masomo. So it's denying the children the right of education as well as the right of like going to school and even feeding, and so the case has been listened to, and it will also be placed before the court on 8th February, and because of the bond. By the way, koti imekata mambo ya bond kabisa. Those people should not be released by bond. And also now on the 13th February, there will be another listening. The case will also itakuwa kwa koti, and they will be told what is the way forward. But honestly, let us be honest. These people are like, God. This should just. They should not be released, and they should suffer, because honestly, first of all, wanaribia pia mapasta wengine majina. As much as it is true that there's a lot of controversial things that has been happening around churches, I believe that there are also good pastors, there are also good churches and everything. But what I believe most is that you should have a personal relationship with God. You should just read the Bible and let it guide you. And going to church is not going to be told what to do. I believe that church should just, it is a community. Unanifeel venye walevi uenda kwa klabu, pia watu wana believe in God, they should go to the church as a community so that we can worship God together. It is not that there should be rules and whatever. No. We should just, it should be a community. So Mackenzie, amanze your story si ukweli. And actually, Kanyara was saying, ati the reason why he was itishaing mbegu ya 310 ni kwa sababu akina Ezekiel, akina Nganga, akina Mackenzie hawakuwa, he was the one speaking. Sasa hizi huyo Mackenzie pia at least ameanikwa, na hizo stories zisiendelee hata kidogo. Anyway, crossing over internationally. So hapa tu our neighbors hapa Ethiopia. So Ethiopia got their plane back. So there was a plane that was taken by the Italians in 1935. It was in 1936 because that plane, it was the first plane that Ethiopia had created by the German, it was a German pilot who was the emperor, like the mwenye alikuwa by the empire, and he collaborated and he created that plane. So it was a 2-seater and it had like 30 miles. It could the first time it landed on air, it flew for 7 minutes and that was 30 miles. So it was actually a good one, and it was the first one, and it was historical. So it was in 1935, and then in 1936, after it made its venye ilitestiwa, it just landed and it was disposed in Addis Ababa. So these Italian guys came, and through the dictator who was the dictator of the Italian forces, wakachukua hiyo plane, and it was taken to Italy, and it had been in the Italy Forces Museum since 1941, and it was supposed to be there for a few days or something, and then it was supposed to be returned, but it has never been returned. So ilirudishwa, and the Ethiopians are very happy because it was created, by the way, during the empire, during the era of Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie, the Rastafarians, mnawajua vizuri, si ndio? Yeah, so allegedly what happened is actually the plane is called Sethai. No, not Sethai. Sethai is a salamu in Somali. It's called Sehai or something of the sort. It was named after the princess Princess Sehai, who was the daughter of Haile Selassie. So I'm just glad, and actually this happened during a conference, an African leaders conference that was happening in Rome, sponsored by the Italy people, and so Addis Ababa, yule Prime Minister wa Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, was there, and he was actually alikuwa anashukuru sana the Prime Minister of Italy, Georgia, I think it's Georgia or something of the sort. So alikuwa anamshukuru sana because amekubali kuwarudishia their plane, which is actually an artifact, and it means a lot in the history of Ethiopia. Remember, Ethiopia was not colonized, so yeah, you can, if they made to create, imagine ndege hiyo time, and they were not conquered. We Africans are very powerful. Anyway, the last story of our day. This story is actually a funny one, but it is not funny. It is dark humor. So China wameua. I will not say wameua. China execution, yeah. China executed a couple that murdered their children. It is not even murdering their children. So in 2020, there was this couple, Yi and Bo. Yi Cheng was the lady. Watu waka Cheng saseni. Yi Cheng and Zhang Bo. So Zhang Bo is a man, the father of these children, and he started an affair with Yi. Let me call her Cheng. So he started an affair with Cheng, and he hid the fact that he was having children. In fact, he even had a wife, and after Cheng noticed that Ama alijua, he divorced the wife according to the China court, and the divorce happened. So the Zhang, from the first marriage, he had 2 children. Okay. Sasa, Cheng was saying that these children are a hindrance to them getting married and to their future life. So she was telling him he better kill their children, or else she will break up with him. So Zhang decided, it's okay, now that I love you, let me see how I can kill these children. So the children are 2 years and 1 year old. So one day they were playing karibu na bedroom door, and he took them and threw them out of the window, 15th floor. Threw them out of the window. and he allegedly said that it was an accident walianguka accidentally, but watu si wajinga and wakapelekwa kwa koti. And actually so juzi tu ndio wameexecutiwa, and actually the China people were really happy because they were like, no, actually these people were supposed to be murdered, because can you imagine baba mzazi 2 years and 1 year, those children are so defenseless, they can do nothing manze, alafu una watu kuchukua hivi unatupa mtoto kama ni flying toilet or something of the sort. Si watu wako cruel huku nje. Yeah, so they were executed, and this also brought an issue about the method that the China people were using to execute their people, and it was through a lethal injection. So wanawadunga, and then 22 minutes later, your story imeisha. And people were like, serial killers, people like these, do you think they deserve such a painless, this thing is so painless. Unadungwa tu sindano alafu unalala, kumbe ushaenda. We're used to hanging, to what. So, kukakuwa pia na Alabama, there was an execution that also happened in Alabama, and it is a new method, nitrogen gas. It is allegedly very painful, and it is actually, so people were saying it is a better way of dealing with the serial killers and more crude, more criminal, wale hardcore criminals, and the serial killers watu wameua, and people who are so cruel. So, but anyway, I'm glad wali executiwa, and China people wali pray. By the way, even the comments that they were saying, oh, very satisfying, that is very satisfying, oh, they deserved it, they were getting almost like 31,000 likes. So you can imagine watu wanini, the netizens wakule are actually happy about it. Thank you so much, dear viewer, for staying tuned. We do not take it for granted, honestly. Kindly do subscribe to our YouTube channel at NewsunplugKE. We have a website, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, kila mahali, TikTok. Follow us across all social media platforms at NewsunplugKE. Now ukitaka to interact one-on-one so that you can actually follow with me across also my social media platforms at ViviCabs. I do a lot, so come check me out, and hey, let us get one-on-one. Do have a nice time, a blessed week. Thank you.